I think one of the largest benefits that the FEMBA program provides you is the opportunity to participate in GAP. GAP is a consulting project, culminating over 6 months, and basically you align your team with an international company, high-tech company, and basically begin working a project. Some of the companies are looking for funding, some of them are just trying to figure out how to restructure. So there's a lot of different avenues and areas to explore with your company. My team participated with a company from Spain, and yes, part of the team chose that company because it was geographically desirable, because you do take a trip to do primary research, so usually you travel to the home market of where the company is based. I think some of the challenges that arise during that are dealing with real companies and real issues and potentially real credibility. So you're dealing with the leader of a company, and you as a set of students are trying to convince them that or you can advise them on how they can better their business. And that's a challenge because you have to build and foster that credibility. And I think that's an amazing experience because you do that every day in your career in terms of trying to figure out how to sell yourself and sell your capabilities. And this program really puts you on the spot to do that. And then the other thing that puts you on the spot is that some of these companies are going to sort of succeed or fail based on the outcome of what you do here. So there's that real pressure that you experience in your career of your decisions having an impact and your recommendations carrying weight. The program was a fantastic learning experience, and I'm still in contact with the company that we worked with and talk with them periodically about how things are going. I'm invested in their success. Just want to see them do well. They have implemented some of our recommendations and they haven't others. And it's interesting to see why they took the ones they chose to take and why they didn't. So the program gives you the entree to develop that relationship, and then the opportunity is yours to continue to build your network of contacts by keeping in touch.
GAP. Boy, it's been a couple of years and I've kind of just pushed those memories aside. But it was really probably one of the best parts of the program at UCLA, and I think one that sets the program apart because it was really a real company we were working for, real people, and it did affect where the company went here on after. And it was a very rigorous time, 6 months, around there, starting in the summer and then ending up right around Christmas. So we were glad that it ended before the holidays so we could all relax. But the company we worked for was in Finland, and so we did, as a group, travel to Finland, and it was very beautiful there and not as cold as you would think. But this company was a little different in that it had been around for a number of years and was a fairly large company. Most of the companies, I think, are entrepreneurial, but ours had been established for almost 25 years. And we were specifically working for the tire industry in robotics handling. So it was none of us knew anything about tires, anything even in the US, let alone Finland. And so it was really fun to see more about that industry and make a lot of telephone calls to people we didn't know. And they said, we're not talking to you because it's confidential. And so it really gave you a taste of what real market surveying was like. And it also kind of gave you a chance to utilize every aspect of what you had learned in the program up until then, whether it was finance, whether it was writing a business plan, whether it was marketing, whether it was just analysis, statistical analysis. It really called on every aspect. And as a team, it was a great project because all of us kind of had our areas of expertise. And so, we did challenge each other in different areas that we weren't familiar, but we had people to rely on who could say, I've been doing this for 10 years, at my company, and I can put this together and I can make sure it looks good. And so I just remember rewriting this, 30-page business plan over and over and over again. But we really came up with a great product, and, we did get to present it to the company. We did a presentation at the end. I think it was a 20-minute presentation, and, to real executives with a real panel asking us very difficult questions. And we knew where the holes were in our arguments. And they definitely knew where they were too. But it really was a good challenge for us to try to put together just a really comprehensive business plan that, that's a skill that we need as we leave school. People expect us to know how to do that. And so I think this was a great experience to really try our hand at writing a very comprehensive business plan. So it was a great experience, and I think, any program that doesn't have that, you're just not really getting the hands-on that you need in dealing in the real world. And so it was a great experience.
I think one of the things that also distinguishes GAP is the faculty that sort of assist you through the process. I know for us, we probably would not have made it through without our faculty advisor. We got through the first set of research, and it was clear that we didn't have what we needed, and we actually had to go through a second set of primary research, which is basically like doing 2 GAP projects. And our advisor really stuck behind us and said, if you guys think you can do it, I completely support you. And because we had done that, we had a bit of a challenge towards the end, pulling everything together, and it was really down to probably the last week. And we had a dry run presentation where we knew that we weren't where we needed to be. And our advisor really came in and sort of just a few key critical areas, inserted his thoughts and gave us some guidance along that path. And believe it or not, I think we made a couple of the people who run the program a little nervous when they saw our dry run that we were then going to present to the company in a week later. And, we were able to really take the advice that our advisor had given us and in the end come out with a stellar project. And we got a lot of really positive feedback both from the people who we had scared and the people who came to see it from the company side.